Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hot Seat with Cognizant Clay. I'm your host, Clayton Terrio. Today on the show, we have Brent Key. He's an accessible van vendor and assistive driving equipment specialist. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Well, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
It's,
Anytime.
it's really important to me to raise awareness. To be honest, I'm sure you're well aware that, awareness is always good, and it's good to do it positively, and there's not enough of it, so I figured I would do this. First of all, during this lockdown, how are you dealing with it?
Well, like I was saying earlier, pretty good. I'm considered essential employee, so I sell wheelchair accessible vehicles. So all you crippled people still got to get around. So
Exactly.
we're out still doing stuff. So for me, honestly, other than not like being able to go to the gym and stuff like that, it really has not affected me a whole lot. Uh,
Right.
Drive
Yeah,
through everywhere.
that's what
So
I figured.
say that again.
Well, that's what I figured because, accessibility, transportation is important, transportation in general, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
not much you can do about it. Just for a little icebreaker, what sports do you miss the most during all this?
Basketball probably. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, big Raptors fan, so it's hard. What's your favorite team?
I like the Rockets, man. I'm from Houston, so I mean, we got to
There you
represent the
go, James
Rockets.
Harden. You're gonna love it. I love that guy. That
Gotta
guy's
gotta
just
love the beard, you know. Got the
unreal. And to have Westbrook's actually my favorite player in the NBA, so it was cool to see them team up
yeah.
together because it's pretty big. So you talked in your podcast there. You were injured at 16 years old skiing, correct?
Yep, that's it. Snow skiing, yeah.
Yeah. Whereabouts was that?
In Angel Fire, New Mexico. So
Oh,
like
wow.
northern New Mexico.
Right. What were the biggest adjustments you had to make after that accident as a Like, I'm sure as a teenager it wasn't easy.
Yeah, yeah. Probably the biggest was like um I was a tall kid, so like going from being like 6'5" to like 4 foot whatever, whatever we are sitting
Right.
down.
Yeah.
Was different. I know it sounds weird, but like that was the hardest thing for me is like learning how to have conversations in large crowds again. Like
Right.
when you're tall, you can kind of be in the back and still be heard. But when you're the little guy, you got to be up in the mix. So,
Yeah. It's hard
um,
for sure.
yeah, I would say that like for as far as like socially, but as far as like physically, it was like I don't know. Jeez Louise, there's so many. You just kind of learn to like refine your adapting tools every day because you just have to keep adapting to the next thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just it. What do you think was the most unexpected thing about that?
Unexpected. Huh. I think all of it was really unexpected, honestly. I mean, I can't
Right.
really pinpoint one thing. Like when you don't really plan, I mean, I don't think a lot of people, unless it's like the weirdo pretender people that plan for this shit, I've never planned to be in a wheelchair. So it was one of those
Exactly.
things like everything was unexpected, because I didn't know what to do. You're like a baby, once that happens, you start over.
Pretty much. Yeah, I live in a building for accessible care. It's got,
That's
PSWs 24/7 in case you need it. And one of my good friends, John Billaway, was like an all-star athlete. He was a baseball player. He actually played in the minors, potentially could have made the majors, and he was on vacation working for the summer in Greece, and he fell down a flight of stairs, broke his neck, and it was like,
wow,
holy shit, like, how do I deal with this? And he's a quadriplegic, so
wow,
it,
wow.
it was hard for him, and I'm sure for you, I mean, the one thing you can be grateful for is that you are only a paraplegic, right? Like, I'm sure,
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I got my arms. Like
exactly,
I've been in a chair for a while. I've been in a chair since 2002. So like
right,
wrists are starting to hurt a little bit, but I
yeah,
mean I still got my hands. So I can't complain.
exactly. You can still pump that iron, so that's always
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
As an active person, you also touched on this in the podcast, saying there are many sports that people in wheelchairs can play. What are your favorite sports to play?
Basketball, football, Lacrosse, just recently started playing lacrosse.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
With the Rona going on, no lacrosse is happening, but
Yeah.
that was kind of fun to play. Softball's pretty good. Um, I like sailing. Adaptive sailing is pretty fun. We got a
Yeah,
crew
I've,
that
I've
does that.
seen videos of that. That's really cool. That's
Yeah,
really
David Gaston down in Galveston, Sea Star Base, top notch place. They got the sailboat set up. We can go racing every Saturday. That's pretty fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another story is my buddy Steven, also a quadriplegic in the building. He has here in Oakville, Ontario, we have the 16-mile creek. So I forget why it's called the 16-mile creek, but it's quite big, and he has a charter service that takes disabled people on tours up the river. So
Cool.
it is cool. What would you say is your most embarrassing sports moment?
Oh, jeez. Embarrassing sports moment. Um, I'm trying to think. I've got an able body one. I'm trying to think of a disabled one. I think disabled sport wise, most embarrassing moment is I punched a girl on accident, like completely on accident. This is in Phoenix, and I think she was like a rollerette. I can't remember her name, Christina or something like that. She's little bitty, like
Right.
she's a little bitty, and I'm a big dude. I realized when I was guarding her that like I could reach across her and grab the ball. So when I did that, she moved her head and like the ball at the same time, and I just reached real hard and punched right in her face. I felt so bad.
Good old
Yeah,
Texas boy probably felt
I felt
terrible
so
about that
bad,
one.
dude. I apologized to her during the game and after. So if you're watching this, I apologize again. I really am sorry. I tried to hit a girl. But I would say my most for sure, hands down, the most embarrassing able body moment was in middle school basketball. There was like 2 minutes on the clock left, so I knew the time was like kind of running down, but I didn't know how much. So like, and I think we were down, so that we were trying to get the ball back. Well, everybody in our stands was like trying to trick the other team and thinking it was like a countdown, like five, four, three. Well, I snatched the ball up thinking that we got like 5 seconds left, and I just chunk it. And then as soon as I release the ball, right, I look at the clock, and it's like 2 minutes left. So, yeah, and like the whole school was like, "You're a dumbass." So yeah, that happened.
That happens.
Those are the two most embarrassing, probably the most embarrassing moments. I have so many of them. I've just learned to like accept those embarrassing moments just as everyday life.
You just gotta laugh at yourself, man. That's how I deal with it. What are you gonna do? As you said, you are in the accessible van and assistive equipment industry. What got you into that industry?
So I like cars. And I was like, how can I like be like take my love for cars and me be in a wheelchair and use that my disability to my advantage? And I was like, I wonder if they got like wheelchair vehicles because I saw like hand controls and stuff like that. That's the only thing
Right.
I saw prior to that, but I didn't know they sold like vans and lifts and all that stuff. So once I found that out, I just reached out to a company, and luckily enough, they hired me on. I started answering phones. Then I like worked my way up into like a sales job. Then I worked my way up to like a management position, and ran my own store. And then so it's been a good thing, you know. I like it. It's fun. Get to drive different cars, see different stuff all the time. So.
Exactly. That sounds pretty wicked, actually. What kinds of reactions do you get from your customers, and how does that make you feel that you're able to provide assistance and independence to fellow disabled people?
Man, so like the biggest thing is freedom, you know, like I meet a lot of people in different stages of whatever they got going on, you know. Some people I meet and they're gone a month from now. Some people I meet and they're around forever, you know. So it just
Right.
kind of depends, you know. A lot of my biggest thing is like when you get like a power chair, you got a power chair, for example, I can see it.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you can get in a car with your power chair.
No,
That thing weighs
absolutely not.
400 pounds, and it just ain't happening. So you have to have a vehicle like this to get around. And so when people have the means to go out and buy something like this, it really changes their life because it gives them the ability to have complete freedom. You know, if you have a car, you can drive anywhere. You know, that's why I kind of always saw like this business is it's the great equalizer. You know, I can drive a car just as good as somebody who has legs. You know, car
Right.
equalizes us out. So um, that's my biggest thing is giving people freedom. You know.
Right. Yeah, and that's just, is there, what kinds of assistive equipment do you offer? Like I know all about the ramped vehicles, but I'm honestly, I've got muscular dystrophy, so I can't drive. Like my dad or my mom help me drive around, which, I'm 27.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
a
We've
little
even
weird, but
yeah yeah we've even set up for, and I'm not sure your case, but we have done people with MD before. They have
Oh, wow.
driven. Yeah, we can do high tech driving systems where you have like low or zero effort steering. Basically, you drive with like joysticks. So like if your hands can only go out here, but you can kind of wiggle this way. We
Yeah.
can install steering wheel that's flat. We can do gas brake that are on like a vacuum assist. There's a lot of stuff that we can do. So um, it does get a little pricey, but luckily a lot of state agencies and the VA, things like that, will pay. I don't know what you guys got in Canada. Y'all got that socialized healthcare over there, but
Yeah, we do have it. It's not fully funded, but they'll cover quite a bit for you.
that's
Like
cool. Yeah,
my buddy John Billoway drives. He is a quad, but he's got the core strength to transfer, so he drives everywhere, and he's got the hand controls. But I've never been in his van, so I don't really, you know what I mean. I don't have a very good example of seeing it myself, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah, we do a lot of cool stuff. Um, like I said, different like some people, like I'm dealing with a kid right now. He's 18. He's about to go off to college. He's a quad. He was a gymnast before this. So we're
Wow.
getting him a car. That'll give him like freedom to go. But I'm also working with like other customers that have like ALS, like Lou Gehrig's disease. They might
Right.
not be around in, a year from now. So um, it's like two different types of freedoms, and that's
Right.
what I enjoy seeing, the freedom that's like, hey, this is like a new, next step in my life, or this is for me to enjoy the last of my life, and that's really what makes this job all worth it because there's a lot of stuff in the middle that's not so much fun, but that's
Yeah, exactly. It's pros and cons, but mostly
yeah,
pros from what I
absolutely.
can tell you're saying. It's probably a lot of tears, both happy and sad, and it's just definitely good to see people thriving as disabled people because it is hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Now that's the thing. I want us all to thrive, so uh, however we need to do that, let's do that. So
Exactly. I have a little segment here I want to do. It's just rapid fire, just to
all
get to
right,
know you a little bit.
let's do it.
First one, who is your favorite Texan?
My favorite Texan. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Um, Probably Willie Nelson. Like he's probably iconic Texan.
Yeah, he's a good
No,
one.
I take that back. I take that back. I'm going Jimmy Jones. I'm not a big Cowboys fan, but like Jimmy Jones, nothing says Texas like Jimmy Jones.
It's true. It's
Yeah,
very true. Mine would probably be Chris Kyle,
that's a
the
good one.
American
Yeah,
Sniper. I read his book and it was just,
I think that dude lives like not too far from here. From what I heard.
yeah, he did. He passed away, but he did
Yeah,
he did live real close to Houston. He was like grew up on farms, good old
yeah. I
Texas.
think he lives like or lived by my buddy. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Who was your childhood idol?
Probably like Mike. I don't know. I really, honestly, I didn't really like. I have not really had idols like people I've really looked up to. Um, I really don't know.
Maybe change it to who was your favorite athlete as a kid?
Let's say probably Michael Jordan because he's a
Yeah.
stud. Like he's balling. I wasn't big into basketball, but like my grandparents were, and he'd ball out. They're big
Oh, he was
things.
good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite car? You can give me a few because I know you love them, but
Oh man, it's probably like if I won the lottery today, I'm going to get me a GTR, Nissan GTR. Um, what else would I get? I'm pretty cool with that. Like honestly, like I like a lot of cars, but like some cars I can't get in. I've tried to get in Lambos. Like most Lambos, I can't get in. They're a little too small for my
right.
big ass. But GTR is a good sized car. It's fast. They're not the prettiest thing, but they'll get it.
Drifting car, it's good.
Yeah, and then maybe like a Rolls Royce SUV. I'll take one of those. I've seen those around town. They're pretty sharp.
Oh yeah. What is your go-to meal? What's your favorite thing to eat?
Probably pizza or like any type of crustacean. So like crawfish, shrimp, you know.
Oh yeah. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? And that's regardless of accessibility. Where would you pick?
Mm. Man, probably like, jeez Louise, I don't know, like some desert out. Like I've been to, I really enjoy like the Caymans, like Grand Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Just go there. I've been there, but I'm cool with just chilling there. I'm
Good
cool.
spot. Good beach spot. Good beach
Yeah,
spot. Let's get back into the questions here a bit. During the pandemic, it's obviously hard for charities and other advocacy groups to raise money, but to me, it's the best time to raise awareness. How do you think people can keep raising awareness for the disabled community or whatever charity of their choice?
I mean, social media is a good one right now with everybody at home. I mean, I know me personally, I've been flipping through my phone, Instagram, all that stuff. We got a little downtime, so I mean, that's a good way to do it. I mean, I put out a post today, and I had a customer that's got ALS. He had a bunch of pictures, and I just shared those so that, like, he could, his pictures would live on, and it just gets the awareness out there, like, maybe somebody would Google what ALS is and go, oh, maybe when all this coronavirus goes away, I can be more involved in whatever, so.
Yeah, even I shared that. That was pretty inspiring.
Cool stuff, yeah.
Because,
yeah.
it's like you say, it's going to live on forever, and that's a rough hand to be dealt. ALS,
Sure. ALS sucks, man. Yep.
It really does. What other charity groups do you like? What other charity work or advocacy do you do apart from the vans?
So like I'm involved with one of the hospitals here. So I go like anytime people have like new injuries and kind of either want to get involved or have questions on like stuff that I do because I'm pretty active. I go out there and visit them. As far as like charities, we do some stuff through work through like MS. My aunt had MS. She passed away a few years back with MS. So that's one that's like I just like I like to hey. I feel like there's enough disabled people. We got our own problems.
Yeah.
I try to spread the word overall, but like as far as ones I support, it's mostly like spinal cord stuff and like multiple sclerosis, ALS, stuff like that. It's close to
what kinds of messages do you give to those people that have had injuries like that?
Just to be positive, like you're gonna have your shitty moments, like that happens with everybody. I feel like if you just have a good mindset or a positive mindset about I like to look at it as like a venture. Like I have a positive mindset about the venture that you're going on in life, then everything will be fine,
Yeah, it's just that it's hard to, but you just got to keep grinding. There's only one shot at it, so you just got to keep going.
That's it.
And that's just it. Well, thank you very much, Brent, for doing this. I do appreciate it. Your answers were quite informative, and all the best. And shout out to anybody watching this if you want to check him out. He's got Cripple Couch Talk.
That podcast with that crazy man Zach Rule, the no-legged man that lift 500 pounds. So check it out.
And David Brent Key on Instagram as well if anybody wants to follow him.
Yep, check me out.
All right, Brent. Thank you very much. You have yourself a good one.
All right, man. You have a good one. Take care.
Yep. See you later.
Bye-bye.